Hi, today I will be talking about how to set up, troubleshoot, and configure network, building a virtual network infrastructure. Summary. I've been hired as an IT expert to help a client upgrade their systems with limited budget and no additional physical hardware. To address the issue, I recommended setting up virtual machines from client's host operating system, Linux machine. The upgrade will include setting up a CEO's PC, a router, firewall, an internal web server, an internal DNS server, and three Linux virtual machines with the Oracle VirtualBox to monitor and conduct cybersecurity related tasks. After receiving it up and running, After everything is up and running, I will document the configurations and make sure everything is secure by scanning for any open ports. Install VirtualBox and .ova extensions. The first thing you want to do is install the VirtualBox into your host operating system. Once you have completed that, you want to start individually upload the .ova extensions. When you're uploading individually one by one, you're going to have a pop-up modal appear for import virtual appliance setting. There you can configure and make any changes necessary to suit your host operating system for each of the nodes. For our case, we are only going to update the MAC address policy and click on the dropdown and change it to include all network adapter MAC addresses. You're going to click finish and save. Once you have done that, you're gonna do that for all 7 of the nodes. Once you have done it, you're gonna start the nodes one by one. Now, it is not required, but it is recommended that you start the router firewall first. You can look at the network diagram and have an idea why is it best to start in that order, which is the router firewall, and then the web server and the DNS server, since they are all connected to the router first. Then you can turn on the CEO PC and the rest of the Kali Linux. Start all nodes. Start all nodes. And once you have started all 7 of the nodes, they will display on the left pane of the VirtualBox. On the left pane, under each node, there's going to be a status, whether they're running, they're powered off, the machine has been aborted. It will give you those status. On the right is going to give you more in-depth details of each of the nodes. When you're selected, it will give you the details. Now you can click on the yellow settings icon to make any changes required, but for us, we don't need to make any changes. Next thing you want to do is from the CEO's PC, you want to log in as a user. Network connection. Once you are connected to once you are logged in to the user, you will notice that the top right corner of the screen that the computer has a red icon, which means that it's not connected to any network. The second step you want to do is you want to open up the browser, in this case, Firefox web browser, and navigate to seclab.net. There you will get an error connection. It's going to say server not found since it's not connected to any network. Troubleshoot network. Now, our next step is going to be to troubleshoot the network to make sure that it is working as expected. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to that computer icon from the top right corner of your screen and right click on the computer icon. And then it's going to show you a bunch of options. You're going to click on edit connections from the tooltip, and it's going to give you network connection pop-up model. There is going to display auto ETH2 and system ETH0. You're going to select auto ETH2 and then click on the edit button. And there's going to be another editing auto ETH2 pop-up model appearing under wired tabs. What you want to do is you want to click on IPv4 settings tab and then change the method from manual to automatic DHCP. Once you have done that, you want to click apply, save the changes, and then click close button to close the network connection pop-up model, and then restart the CEO PC. Navigate to the URL. Now, the first thing you want to do, you want to hover over back to the computer icon, and there's going to be a tooltip that will display a wired network connection auto ETH2 active, which means that you are connected to auto ETH2 now. And then you want to go back to the Firefox web browser and navigate to seclab.net once again. Then this time you will get a success message. Congratulations, Cybersecurity Bootcamper. Now to confirm, again, you want to open up a new tab and navigate to the website, but this time you're going to use the IP address of the website, which is 10.200.0.12. And you're going to see the same exact message as the one you saw before. OS version / IP configuration. You want to find and document not the operating system's versions and the IP addresses. The first thing you're going to do, you want to click on Systems from the top toolbar and then click on About this computer. There's going to be a system monitor pop-up modal appearing, and it will display the operating system version, which is CentOS 6.4. Next, you want to go over to the CEO PC terminal and open it and run the command ifconfig -a. And this will list all the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server for you. Next, you want to go over to the web server address. By doing so, you want to log into the web server with the admin credentials. From there, you want to run in the terminal the command ifconfig -a. There, it will give you the web server IP address, which is 10.200.0.12. Then you want to get the operating system's version. You're going to run the command lsb_release -d. There, it will give you Ubuntu 8.4 as the operating system of the web server. Then you're going to go over to the DNS server address. DNS server address. You're going to log into the DNS server with the root credential. And there you will, while the terminal is loading, it will show you the operating system version, which is CentOS 6.4. Once the terminal has loaded, you're going to run the command ifconfig -a, and this will give you the IP address of the DNS server, 10.200.0.11. Our next step is going to be to file transfer using FTP. We're going to transfer the file using the FTP. So what do you want to do? You want to go to the CEO PC terminal, and you want to connect the web server from the CEO PC terminal. To do that, you want to run the command ftp:10.200.0.12, and then it would ask you to enter the credentials. You will enter the credential, the username and password, and then you're going to run the command ls list directory to confirm the file do exist. Once you run ls, it will display two files, candidate list and social media security policy. That's the one we are looking for, the social media security policy. Now to transfer the file, we're going to run the command get space social-media-security-policy. Now keep in mind, it is case sensitive, so you want to enter it exactly how it's displayed on the terminal. Web server, new user credential. Now using the web server, we're going to create new user credentials. From the web server, you're going to run the command user add space your username space -p space password. In my case, I entered Ryan0 as my username and password with the 0 as my password. Now to confirm that it has been created, you can run ID, all lowercase, and then it will give you a similar output where you can confirm that your username do exist. Next, Kali Linux port scan. We are gonna scan ports for any open ports using Kali Linux for the DNS server and the web server. So what we're gonna do first is log into Kali DMZ with the credentials and then run the following command for the DNS server. nmap 10.200.0.11. And you can look at the image down below on the bottom left. It shows you two open port. For the web server, you want to do this similar command. You want to run the similar command, nmap 10.200.0.12. And notice that the web server has quite a lot more open ports than the DNS server. Verify trusted network is protected. Here we are going to verify the trusted network is protected from the untrusted network. So the first thing you want to do, you want to ping from the Kali untrusted node to confirm, right? So you're going to open up Kali untrusted machine. You're going to log in with the user credential, and then you're going to enter in the command prompt ping space dash C4 space 192.68.0.19. And the output is going to be 4 packets transmitted, 0 received, 100% packet lost. That means 4 packets has not been transmitted because of the network. It could not verify that the server cannot access. So the same thing you want to do from the trusted network now. So you want to go back to your VirtualBox and open Kali untrusted. Kali trusted. Because the first one we opened was Kali untrusted. So once you open Kali untrusted, you're going to log in with the credentials, and same thing as before, you're going to run the similar command. Same command, I'm sorry. Ping space dash C4 space 192.68.0.19. You're going to get the same output as previously for the untrusted network. So both for trusted and untrusted, you're going to see 4 packets transmitted, 0 received, 100% packet loss. Means, again, they could not verify that the server cannot access the CEO PC. Next, we're going to capture the FTP transaction. So what you want to do, you want to log in to the Kali DMZ with the credential. You want to enter Wireshark from the terminal, and you're going to see a Wireshark app opens up. Once it does, in the input box, enter host space 192.168.0.15 space ampersand space host space 10.200.0.12. And then you're going to click start to capture all that file transfer between the CEO PC and the web server. At first, it's not going to be any more details because you have not started the CEO PC yet. So what are you going to do? You want to go back to the CEO PC terminal and then run the command that you previously ran before for the FTP to connect. FTP space 10.200.0.12 and enter credential if asked. And then you're going to go back, excuse me, you're going to go back to the Kali DMZ and go back to the Wireshark, and you will notice that it is starting to capture the transfer of the file with the username and password included. Okay, and then in the bottom, it will show you that it was been successfully downloaded, the security policy. Security recommendations. Implementing continuous surveillance on untrusted network is a major thing for us. So we're gonna have to monitor and make sure that the networks are secure. Establish a formal authorization process for DNS and web servers, which is going to be to modify network and to configure network. And then you want to also shut down any unneeded ports that are needed, because there were quite a few ports that we saw that was open. Required services provided are configuring the network. We had to troubleshoot the network, establish the configured connectivity, make sure that is connecting as expected, and then we document the network settings, we verify the connections, and then we secure the connections. We had to go through these steps and make sure that they were correctly done. Thank you.